First, I just want to thank everybody who really had a hand in making this such a special day today. It's really amazing that we can come together in this room, all of us, and celebrate 17 years of Mark's leadership. So Mark, would you just stand up and maybe take a second to look around this room and recognize that you have built an impressive organization and given us all the tools that we need, and you have allowed us to do our job. So thank you very much.
Thank you. This is always a special day for the Packer organization. I'm gonna get a little emotional here, but well, this is a special organization, and I think you all know that, and we see it in so many different ways. And I think you all should be very proud of what this organization has done, and it's going to continue to do. I'm getting a lot of congratulations on retiring, and I'm like, well, it's really not hard to retire. What they mean is, obviously congratulations on the career here, and I'm really humbled and honored by it. I think anybody who's been around the NFL knows that the Packers are very unique. Bob Harlan often talked about this, and I feel the exact same way, that you want to leave the organization better than you found it, and hopefully that's been the case.
It took the Packers Board of Directors just under 2 hours to unanimously vote in Mark Murphy as Packers' new president and CEO. He will take over for Bob Harlan at the end of the regular season and the playoffs.
He's done it all, from being an outstanding player to being involved with the Players Association in collective bargaining, to having had college sports experience, and out of every experience he's learned a lot and grown tremendously. So I think he's a great example of someone who can take a sports career and convert it into a career for life.
I think I was in about 4.5 years that I'd been the athletic director at Northwestern. Was very happy there, wasn't looking to leave, and a man named Jed Hughes was doing the search. He called me up, in the fall of 2007, and he asked me if I'd be interested, and I said, didn't take me long to say, yeah, it's a great opportunity, great position. Not really thinking that I would be much of a candidate or a strong candidate, but the league and the Packers were heading into a situation where I think the collective bargaining agreement was about to expire. So I think my experience with the NFLPA and as player rep, as well as my experience at the collegiate level, looking back on it, I was very, very fortunate that was offered the job, and didn't take me long to say that I would accept, and I was excited about the opportunity.
Welcome to Lambeau Field in Green Bay for the NFC Championship game between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. The Rainbow's right side. He's got his man down the right sideline. High stepping end zone. Touchdown.
I remember going to the NFC Championship game right here at Lambeau Field thinking, my first month in the job, I'm going to be going to the Super Bowl. Obviously, it was a very difficult loss to the Giants.
This unexpectedly blessed season is over for the Packers, and the Giants move on to face the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
And then early in the offseason, Brett announced his retirement.
I've given everything I possibly can give to this organization, to the game of football, and I don't think I got anything left to give, and that's it. I know I can play, but I don't think I want to.
So I'm ready. That's like, we're going to celebrate Brett Favre. I had all these plans for, his retirement. And then again, we think we got a call probably in June where Favre said, I got an itch. And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, I want to keep playing. In some ways, I look back on it, it was a challenging time, but it was also very early in my tenure. It was an opportunity to really work very closely with both Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy, and I think that really provided benefits that we ended up seeing down the road. You look at the stability of President with Bob and myself, and I think Ed, if he serves through 70, it'll be 17, 18 years for him as well. I think also with general managers and head coaches. I've always thought that one of the best things you could do is, hire really good people and just give them the support they need to be successful. Sometimes that takes time, but if you think it's the right person, it's worth sticking with them. Most of you probably know my wife, Lori. She many times has said, "You are so damn spoiled by the Packer organization." I've got so many people that do so many things for me, and it's been such an honor and a privilege to work for an organization like the Packers. It's hard to believe it's been almost 18 years, and so many of you people just have meant so much to me, and I really appreciate it. We haven't really changed over my time period. I think obviously we've gotten bigger, but I think the culture still is phenomenal. I can't thank you enough. I've got one more day. We got a shareholder meeting tomorrow, and just again, thank you for everything. Really do appreciate it. And who the hell's working? What's going on? It's 4 o'clock. You better go back to work, damn it.
And the free safety from Colgate, number 29, Mark Murphy.
I was a try-hard guy. I was a good all-around athlete, good size for a safety.
Into the air, intercepted, picked off by Mark Murphy, the free safety.
Didn't play right away. I was an undrafted free agent. Ended up starting my third year in the league.
Intercepted.
What a great athletic maneuver by number 29, Mark Murphy.
I worked hard, I played hard, I studied. I ended up being, I think they called it the field general. I made all the defensive calls and make the adjustments. As I look back on it, it really helped me understand the defense a little better.
Mark Murphy has a way of being in the right place at the right time.
Looking back on it, one of the very best things I did in my career was become actively involved in the union. And it wasn't hard. I mean, the reality was back then, if you were involved with the union, if you were the player rep, you were viewed as a radical. And we used to say it was kind of like smoking cigarettes, that it wasn't good for your health. I think I was the only player that was interested in being the player rep, so. Unbelievable experience, learned a lot from Ed Garvey, who was the executive director, and then, of course, Gene Upshaw, who was president of the union and then became the executive director. Through that process, made connections at the league level, one in particular with Paul Tagliabue. We were on opposite sides of the table, but struck up a friendship. Then when he became commissioner, he ended up reaching out to me and said, Mark, put together a player relations committee that I think you could be helpful. And so that helped me get back involved with the NFL. My father had what he called his pearls of wisdom. And one of the pearls of wisdom was build bridges, don't burn them. And that for me was a very stark example that, Paul and I were on opposite sides. We could have, stayed enemies and not worked things out, but by building a bridge with him, it really advanced me in my career later on. I was trying to get ready for when my career might end. The opportunity to become a trial attorney with the Justice Department was pretty attractive, but I did miss my involvement in athletics. And so then the athletic director position at my alma mater, Colgate, opened up. I didn't really have a perfect background. I hadn't worked in college athletics, but really grateful that Colgate took a chance on me, and that really kind of redirected the focus of my career. In Northwestern, it was a difficult decision to leave there. I think as an athletic director, especially as a manager, a leader of an organization, you're always reluctant to leave. People across the league always have viewed Green Bay as obviously very unique, but also a pretty special place. Obviously, it is all about football. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Now being rushed by DJ Smith.
There it is. Intercepted. Clay Matthews to the end zone.
Rodgers gets out. Floats it. Cobb. Touchdown. Randall Cobb.
Placement. Kick to the upright. It is good. Third and 8, trying to stay on the field right here. Cousins taken down. Kenny Clark. Got him. Got him. He's got him wide open. Down the right side. Ends out. Touchdown. And a dagger.
That's what makes it exciting. The league is so competitive. It's hard to win. So when it all comes together like it did in 2010, you have to savor it.
Take care of your business. I ain't count on the guy next to you. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
You look back on it, it was destiny. We had a ton of injuries that year. We had a lot of key players on injury reserve, and it was a real tribute to Ted Thompson and then Mike in terms of his coaching ability that, so many of our younger players that we had drafted really stepped up and played well, and it was exciting. We were, number 6 seed. We were really kind of peaking and playing our best football as we got into the playoffs. To win 3 straight road games and then, going down to Dallas for the Super Bowl.
Off the hands of Wallace, there is your Super Bowl dagger.
Champions, baby! Champions, baby! Woo!
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl. The Lombardi Trophy is coming home.
Sometimes when things come together, you always think, well, why can't we always do this? Well, the reality is it's hard, and it was almost like it was meant to be. It was a pretty special year.
The smallest city in the country has won the biggest game. We congratulate you and your fans.
What do you got to say to all those back in Green Bay waiting on you?
We have the best fans in the league, and we couldn't have done it without you. The Vince Lombardi Trophy's coming back to Green Bay.
As an executive, you have a much greater perspective of how many people it takes to win a championship. Being able to say that your team was Super Bowl champion was pretty special. Welcome, everybody. It has been a great week, not only for the Packers, but the greater Green Bay community. The Packers, as we've said, are not only excited about this, but we're also honored to be selected to host the 2025 draft. It's unbelievable what the draft has become. The league decided, probably 10 years ago or so, to take it on the road, and during that time, we kind of raised our hand and said, we think it'd be great to have a draft in Green Bay. When they stopped laughing, I don't know, but I think they said, sure, okay, well, we've got a lot of other cities that are interested. So it was a couple years ago. Got the call from Roger. He said, Mark, we're going to have the draft in 2025 in Green Bay.
This is the first time I've said this, so you better hold on to your seats. But with the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the NFL selects Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Titletown has become Draft Town, and yes, it is a party in a parking lot in Wisconsin.
I tell you, I was just blown away. It was an unbelievable experience. I think the league had reservations, but I think they were shocked that in a very positive way, that this draft blew their expectations out of the water. Looking out, I estimated 90% of them were Packer fans. Second most attended draft behind Detroit. And the ratings were phenomenal. It was something that I know I'll remember the rest of my life.
Oh, we're actually going to bring him down, that he will stay through the whole journey.
Sure. I mean, there's been so many special moments during my entire career, but being able to, announce our first-round draft pick was pretty special.
We have reached the moment, the first ever Green Bay Packer pick to be made in Green Bay.
I knew that our media particularly was obsessed with the fact that we have not drafted a wide receiver in the first round since 2002. So I went a little off script. The 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers, for the first time since 2002, draft a wide receiver.
Listen to this crowd.
Oh, baby.
Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
And he's here. And he's here.
Our fans were so focused on it. As soon as they heard for the first time since 2002, they knew we were drafting a wide receiver, and I think they all knew it was Matthew Golden.
You can't script this any better.
Listen to this crowd.
We often said it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime event, but the way things went, I could see another draft here in the next 10 to 15 years. We have this tremendous asset. We're very fortunate. We're in a position where we can invest in the stadium, in the team, in the community. We want to make sure that we're good stewards. I think it's a credit to many, many years of leaders, not only in the Packer organization, but in the local community. If you aren't committed to put money into the stadium on an annual basis to make sure it's being maintained, it falls apart. We've also done pretty major renovations. I mean, we're sitting here in the Champions Club, part of the South End Zone. I think that's been a great addition. We added just about 8,000 seats. That makes us second in the league, which is, I think, a source of pride for our fans. We're by far the smallest market. Continue to invest, in my tenure, just about $600 million to the stadium with no public money. You know, that's something that I think's a source of pride for all of us in the Packer organization, but also should be for Packer fans as well.
What is this whole entire development going to be for the Packers in the area?
Well, it's obviously something that we're very hopeful will have a big impact on the community. I think it has a chance to make Green Bay more of a destination.
We knew that land around the stadium was really valuable, so we started purchasing land without a specific thought on what we would do. We wanted something that would really be a nice benefit for the community.
Titletown was all of our baby in the Green Bay Packers organization, I think, and we're all extremely proud of it. It is really gratifying now for any of us to be able to walk across the street over there and see the businesses thriving and to see that park and all the amenities around it being used by the community in the way that we really hoped and intended it to be used.
Wanted to get an idea of what things people really look for in a development around the stadium. You know, the winters are really long in Green Bay. Could you do something that would allow us to get outside and be active in the winters? That really drove us to the tubing hill and the skating trail. Now we have the townhouses and Titletown Flats. Been exciting to watch it kind of be filled out. And when we say you've got people living, working, and playing in Titletown, it's been great to see.
The Green Bay Packers have been called the greatest story in sports. And that story has only gotten greater under Mark's leadership.
I want to thank you, the fans. Every NFL team says our fans are the best. We're the only ones where it's true.
I think one of the things that really sets us apart is our structure. The fans have a connection to the team that it's real, and you can sense it. One of my priorities has been, making sure that fans have a great experience in the stadium, but also making sure that they know that they're appreciated. Hey, how are you doing? What's your name? Nice to meet you. Given the fact that we're community-owned, owned by the shareholders, having a president who is outgoing and very visible is really important to the organization. I never cease to be surprised by the kind of support that we get from our fans. We're very, very fortunate.
All right, we got one special final announcement. Everybody knows that Mark Murphy, after 17 years, is retiring. He's the only man that's won a Super Bowl as a player and as a CEO, right?
Believed to be.
Well, I believe it, Mark. But
I know I'll miss the interaction, particularly with players. Having played in the league for as long as I did, and not just players, coaches. Being around the football.
He's changed a lot of people's lives for the better around here. He's a great leader, but an even better man. And he is the epitome of what it means to be a Green Bay Packer.
This is a very special organization, and when you have a position, you're in a position like I've been in for 17, 18 years. It's such a big part of your life that it's an adjustment.
I appreciate you, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Do I get to break him down?
You get to break him down.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Super Bowl!
In my mind, I think I've had the best job in the NFL. That's the reality of it. I'll be retired, but I can't completely be retired and find things to keep busy, but looking forward to it. And, we've got 6 grandchildren and 4 children, and being able to spend more time with them, something I'm looking forward to.
This is my favorite day of the year. The most unique business meeting in the entire world. Not only are you the best fans in the NFL, you are also the best owners in the NFL. This is my 18th shareholder meeting and my last. I'm very, very honored, and I cannot express how much this means to me. There's not another organization in all of professional sports like the Packers, and it's an honor to work for you.